Welcome viewers to another episode of Brave Namibia, where we celebrate both ordinary and extraordinary Namibians. In our first clip today, Enzo Amwele caught up with Willem Amutenya, who is a part-time farmer in the north.
Okay, my name is Willem Amutenya. Here in Ihongo village, that is in the Oshkoto region. I'm a part-time poultry farmer that I started some way back, that is 2015. We started right here. We started with Bushvelders, and as we speak, from last year, 2022, somewhere in April, we have also introduced the layers as one of our ventures. So that is basically now what we do. We have the layers, we have the Bushvelders, supplementing with the sassos. We also have the ducks at the farm, we have the foals, we have some turkeys at the farm, quails, those are all, and the doves. Those are all things that we have at the farm. At the same time, where we are now right here is the orchard that obviously is supplemented with the nutrition, that is the manure, chicken manure, by the poultry part of the farm. Now, what really gave us some energy to start with the poultry farming is, I must say, at the beginning, it was kind of a trial and error kind of a thing. And then later on, we realized that there was some cash flow. And therefore, it really gave us some much of the energy to really study more about the Bushvelders. By then, they were the Bushvelders because we were buying chicks. At that time, I was based in Windhoek, buying chicks and sending them down to the north for the people to take care of, around 300 to 400 per week. That is what we were doing actually. Every week, I must send around 300 chicks to the north. And then later on, there was a time I could see some 24,000 coming into my account or settled in my account. That is when it really drove my intention that there is money in poultry. And that is when now we went even further to buy incubators so that we start hatching our own chicks, and then even started selling chicks to the upcoming farmers. And some we had to keep the chicks at the farm to grow for meat consumption, and even giving us more eggs for us to feed the incubator machine. So that is the passion. That's how it developed. And later on, the interest to understand how chicken operates, the industry itself, to also pick up that indeed we have very, very few farmers that are in the north who are basically in poultry farming, and that gave us more energy to say we need to expand our production. So now, looking at this industry and looking at the current issues of food security in this country, the potential of poultry in Namibia is something that we cannot debate about. We have, for instance, every household consume eggs. Therefore, we have bed and breakfast, we have hotels, we have hostels. These are hospitals. All these institutions, they demand eggs on a daily basis. And when we grew up, we have been talking about, the ShopRite eggs. Those are the brown eggs. We normally get them from ShopRite. And these eggs have been coming from abroad. And if they were produced here, really is something that was not within our knowledge. But now, this is something that we can do ourselves, more especially as young people. We have that potential. The potential is there within the market of this country, that we can actually produce and make a large amount of money when it comes to poultry, being meat, being eggs production. That is something that we can do. So the market is there for everyone, young people, old. No one can find it difficult to farm poultry. Chickens, things that we have been feeding from our childhood. So it's something that every person can easily do. Yeah, apart from food security that we are talking about, that we are trying to address here, There's also an issue of employment creation. Because at this farm, we have provided, or we are providing employment for 3 workers, young people. We have 3 young people here that are permanently employed at the poultry farm. Very, very young. And in fact, in the past, we even had some young people that came here, managed this farm. And as we speak, they have also already started their own poultry farming, which is something to us as a company. Seeing young people growing further in the poultry industry coming from us is something that really inspires us and really motivates us to say that we are making an impact. So we have 3 employees here at the farm, full-time employed, staying here, and they are managing a production of around 680 eggs per day. So we have we package them in the trays of 30, we package them in trays of 6, getting to 18 that are sold locally, and also we supply the market in the nearest towns like Ondangwa, Shakati, and Ongwediva. And in fact, for your information, if you are to find yourself in Airport Hotel, the eggs that we are going to consume at Airport Hotel in Ondangwa, just by the airport, Ndangwa Airport and Dibatoivo Airport, those are the eggs that are produced by Namwi Poultry Farm. So that is what we are doing here. But it doesn't mean we do not have challenges. Poultry, just like any other farming and just like any other business, there are challenges. One of the biggest challenge in poultry that you must be ready for when you are taking part in this industry is the issue of the cost of feed. Feed is very expensive, and it's becoming very expensive. I think the monopoly of feed production in this country is a serious concern that we should also at this point in time invite other investors to come in this country to really supply us with feed, because we only have Feed Master, and we see Nutri-Feed also coming in, but the price increase that we see every time is so massive that at a certain point it really demoralizes mostly young upcoming farmers, because the feed is not so much affordable. One bag of layer mesh is now taking you 547, and so that is massive. When we started, a bag of layer mesh was costing us 250 to 60, it was in that range, but now it has increased to 547. The other challenge in poultry, it can be the issue of biosecurity, infections that one have to control and one have to understand, because if you are not well informed about infections and diseases that affect chickens and how to remedy them, it becomes a problem. So, and then if you are not doing your mathematics well, and surely we are also talking about the issue of unstable workers. We invest in workers by training and giving information later on. The worker is also seen a better job to do, more especially in this current situation where young people really want to find themselves a better job, but and the issue of young people that are so much not interested in farming hands-on, they do not want their hands dirty. It becomes very difficult also in this industry. Otherwise, the market is not something that we can say that it's difficult to find unless you are not doing your research and if you are not marketing your products correctly. Otherwise, those are the few challenges that are in this industry. Yeah, no, I'm a family man. My wife and I have 2 children. And what I do on another, apart from poultry, because poultry is my part-time job, I'm also employed in the University of Namibia, that is at Ogongo campus, agricultural campus. So I'm lucky to find myself there, because that is where I also pick up what people are doing in agriculture. And at the same time, I'm a youth activist, a politician, a young youth leader of this country. So that is basically things that I do. But apart from this, I'm also interested in farming, more especially our crops production, mahangu. We grew up, my parents, with the love of growing mahangu, maize, and that. So we also have that field where this time around, last weekend, I spent it at our farm where we are producing mahangu at times to supplement our feed production here. Otherwise, what I do apart from that is keeping myself fit, gymming, and much of meeting friends and young people on discussions of entrepreneurship, growth, development, and more especially on the future of this country, food security, issue of economic development of young people, and that is basically what we do on a daily basis. Yeah, no, thanks Brave Namibia for having me. I believe my story have inspired and inspiring young people that are out there, mostly those that cannot see themselves doing anything in this unemployment society, that one would want to test and try pottery production and see how best one can grow economically, and most of it make sure that we fight food insecurity in this country. Otherwise, thank you very much.
Take a load off and tune into another episode of Brave Namibia as we take a look at both ordinary and extraordinary Namibians. Brave Namibia is broadcasted on NTV Saturdays at 6:30 p.m. and oneup2.com, as well as broadcasted on the following Facebook platforms on Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Republican, Allgemeine Zeitung, Namibian Sun, and all Namibia Media Holdings pages. For more information, contact the Brave team at brave@synergy.com.na. Brave Namibia, for the ordinary and extraordinary Namibians.
Newsprint Namibia is a web offset printing operation that specializes in the printing of newspapers and commercial inserts. We are the leaders in our industry, with the highest quality print work and the shortest turnaround time from computer to print and delivery anywhere in the country daily. Newsprint was established mainly as a newspaper print company, but had to diversify its business to do commercial printing as required in the market. We print commercial inserts, previously printed in South Africa, in the shortest possible time. We, as an organization, also started printing workbooks for our education system and will also print textbooks for the Namibian market. For more information, please contact print@newsprint.com.
Next, we meet Meghan and Judah Murray, who now call Scotland their home.
Goeiedag aan al ons Namibiese vriende en familie. Ons wil baie graag net dankie sê vir die geleentheid wat ons het om bietjie net ons storie te kan vertel en ons perspektief met julle te kan deel. My naam is Judah
en ek is Meghan
en ons gaan die 3 Murrays se journey deur Skotland bietjie met julle deel. Huidiglik bly ons nou in Fokkebus, Skotland, 'n baie oulike en klein dorpie sou ek sê.
Ja, ons het in April van laas jaar het ons visas gekry en dit was 'n baie lang journey, maar die Here het definitief ons baie vir ons oopgemaak. En ons het toe na April Skotland toe getrek. Dit was 'n pragtige seisoen geweest. Dit was net die begin van somer. En ons het toe eers in Venegti gebly, wat 'n baie klein dorpie by die see is, maar 'n pragtige dorpie. En ons het toe van daar af hiernatoe getrek na Fokkebus toe. Dit is beautiful waar ons bly. Die Speyrivier is net agter ons huis. Hier's woude reg rondom ons en dit is regtig 'n veilige en pragtige dorpie.
Om julle 'n bietjie meer van die Skotte te vertel, hulle laat dink my baie in die Afrikaner kultuur. Ek sou sê al wat ons regtig skei is die taal en die aksent. Verder, ons voel so tuis hierso. Ja, mens voel so tuis. Ek sê nou dag van my vrou ook, van dat ons hier is, ek het nog nie een keer uitgevoel nie. Alhoewel ek 'n Afrikaans sprekende man is, as ek saam met die mense werk, hulle laat voel jy's deel van hulle. En mense waardeer dit van die Skotte. Hulle is baie vriendelik. Die taal, die Skotse aksent was nogals 'n skok om gewoon te word om die woorde te verstaan. Dis nogals 'n aanpassing gewees.
En wat vir ons ook nogals 'n groot aanpassing was die kos hierso. Dit is glad nie groot speserye nie. As jy na 'n restaurant gaan, jy moet maar jou eie kos, sout en peper opgooi, want daar is soveel reëls en regulasies rondom vet op vleis, hoeveel sout in jou kos mag wees. So uit is nou, dis wonderlik, dis lekker, maar dit is glad nie dieselfde soos 'n Rockamama, is glad nie dieselfde nie. En as dit kom by die kultuur, hulle is verskriklik erg oor hulle kultuur, hulle is baie trots op wie hulle is. As daar publieke byeenkomste bymekaar is, of so iets gebeur soos 'n sportdag of 'n oop dag, daar is altyd bagpipes, daar's altyd mense wat 'n Skotse drag aan het. Ek kan regtig vir ons 'n les of 2 leer van trotse kultuur.
Ja, definitief.
Definitief.
Ja, die landskap. Die Skotse landskap is fantasties. Dit is baie mooi.
Dis iets besonders.
Die skakerings van groene wat jy byvoorbeeld in die somer sien, is ongelooflik. Meeste van die paaie is altyd oop, is 60 myl paaie, so dit is amper soos lang pad ry, en jy het hierdie landskap om jou, en jy sien die klomp verskillende plase en al die verskillende groene, en as die rapeseed seisoen is, dan is dit net geel velde, en daar's persvelde, en die blommetjies blom, en dis nie dat hulle dit plant, dit is net 'n natuurlike ding. In somer blom die mooiste, kleurvolste blomme. Ja, die landskap is iets moois, die riviere. Dit is vir my ongelooflik om 'n rivier te sien wat net heeltyd loop. Die berge, veral as dit sneeu, en die res van Skotland het nie sneeu dalk nie, maar jy sien onmiddellik die wit berge. En dit is so mooi. Dit is definitief 'n belewenis. Om so aan te sluit saam met die weer, as die seisoene begin verander jou landskap ook. Ons het letterlik 4 verskillende landskappe 'n jaar. Dus winter is hierdie wit en swart prentjie as dit so sneeu en al die bome het hulle blare afgegooi. Dan verander dit, dan raak dit weer geel en hierdie roosrooi kleure. Dan begin alles weer groen word. Dit word weer lewendig, dis blommetjies. En so het hy sy eie siklus, en so bly verander die natuur. Ja, dis iets ongeloofliks om te beleef.
Dit is regtig pragtig. Ek dink nie ek het al ooit, dit is soos 'n sprokiesverhaal, dit is soos die prentjies wat jy op die internet sien, dit is wat jy hierso kry. So iets wat vir ons baie vreemd was toe ons hier aangekom het, was die woorde wat die mense gebruik, en ons het dit nogal baie snaaks gevind. Dinge soos 'n huis of 'n koei, wat ons nou sê house of cow, is vir hulle 'n hoes en koe. So hulle het so baie keer praat van we're going to the hoes. So ons het nooit geweet waar dit is nie. Ons het nie geweet wat die hoes is nie. Maar almal gaan hoes toe, en ons wil ook weet wat is die hoes. Toe ons uitgevind het, dit is jou huis. En jy het Highland coos. Dit is nou, dit is 'n lang, fluffy hare. Dit is pragtig om te sien. En dit was vir ons baie interessant oor hoe hulle praat. En hulle gebruik wel Afrikaanse woorde.
Hulle het baie Afrikaanse woorde. Hulle gebruik soos die woord ken jy dit? Maar net hulle sê die woord ken met 'n Engelse res van die sin.
Ja.
Hulle praat van broers. Dit is net 'n druppel in die emmer van die woorde, maar soos wat hulle praat, dan besef jy, daar's hier soveel Afrikaanse woorde wat hulle gebruik, maar wat nog snaaks is, 'n dorpie is 30, vat 'n dorpie wat 30 kilos uit mekaar uit is. As hy kom en die ou kom saam en hulle praat, dan verstaan mekaar partykeer nie, want die dorp het hulle eie sê goed, die dorp het hulle eie manier van dinge doen. Partykeer praat hulle en dan sal ek nou vir die ou vra, wat het die ou so pas vir jou gesê, want ek het nie 'n woord vir hom. Hy sê, ek gaan vir jou snaaks wees, maar dit wat hy gesê het, verstaan ek ook nie. So, partykeer verstaan die Skotte mekaar nie eers, en dit is nogal snaaks.
Ja, so die mense, daar waar jy gebore is jou ouma en jou oupa en jou ouma grootjie ook daar gebore.
Ja.
Die bloedlyne hardloop in dorpies. Dit is soos regtig, dit is soos klein familiestede, wil ek amper sê. En dan nog iets wat vir ons baie interessant was, is dat jy weekliks betaal. So baie van die werke wat jy hier sal doen, kry jy weekliks by, wat vir ons dis baie gerieflik, dis baie lekker. Dis wel, jy moet bietjie meer verder dink as net volgende week.
Jy moet dink.
Maar dit maak jou opgewonde vir die einde van die week, want jy weet, Friday is payday, so dis altyd so 'n tipe ding.
Alhoewel ons net van die groener gedeelte van Skotland praat, kan nie reg sê daar is baie negatiewe goed wat ek kan noem nie. Maar jou hart is waar jy gebore is, my hart lê in Namibia. Ek mis my land, ek mis my vriende, ek mis my ouers, ek mis my familie, taal, ons mis suidevleis, Mens biltong met vet aan, mens
Ja.
mis trouwbaars.
'n Mens mis die feit dat jou mense net om die draai is. So jou vriende en familie, dit waarmee jy groot geword het,
Ja.
is alles was altyd om jou en naby jou, dat jy besef dat as daar iets groot in jou lewe gebeur, jy kan nie net gou vinnig na jou vriendin of jou vriend toe ry en vir hulle gaan vertel en saam, jy weet, daai gedeelte in jou lewe celebrate nie. Dit is, hulle is nou letterlik duisende kilometer weg van jou af. En dit is wat ons die meeste mis, is die feit dat jy net van mekaar af om die draai gewoonlik by mekaar was, en nou is alles so ver en wyd. Maar met alles gesê, is ons so bly ons het die stap gevat om hiernatoe te trek. En ek weet my kind gaan in 'n baie veilige omgewing groot word. Die feit dat hy toe kan parkie toe loop op sy eie, hy kan na maatjie se huis toe gaan, ek kan hom op die bus skool toe stuur en ek hoef nie bekommerd te wees nie. Dit gee vir my baie rus en vrede, dat ek nie my voordeur hoef te sluit nie. Ek dink dit was vir ons as 'n gesin baie belangrik as 'n mamma en 'n pappa, om daai veiligheid vir jou kind te skep.
Ja, dis my eerste keer op oorsee. Ek het letterlik 'n sak gepak en eers kom kuier, net besluit ons doen die hele trek ding.
Ja, ons het baie op die Here vertrou,
Ja,
dat dit is waar ons wil hê. En ons het
baie
baie
daaroor en hy het vir ons as 'n gesin die groen lig gegee en ons het die geleentheid gevat. Die voorsiening was daar. Baas van alles ontslaag geword in Namibia en net oorgekom. So ek dink dit ook vir ons geleer om uit ons gemaksone totaal en al te kom.
Definitief.
En dit was so ver, so dis lekker, maar is ook moeilik in 'n sekere sin van alles agterlos wat 'n mens ken, maar dit maak dit die moeite werd. Dit maak dit lekker, dit maak dit opwindend.
Maar met alles wat ons nou bygesê het van hoe mooi Skotland is en hoe baie ons Namibia verlang, wil ons sê dat julle definitief, as jy daar die droom het om oor see te kom, daai stap te vat, spaar daai ekstra geldjie, kry 'n vliegtuigkaartjie en kom. En vir enige iemand wat wel voel dat hulle eendag wil gaan reis, ek sou sê, maak Skotland jou eerste stoppunt, want dit is beautiful verby. Jy gaan soveel dinge beleef in hierdie plek. Spaar daai geldjies, sit dit eenkant en kry vir hulle vliegtuigkaartjie, want Skotland is 'n plek om te sien.
Take a load off and tune into another episode of Brave Namibia, when we take a look at both ordinary and extraordinary Namibians sharing their stories. Brave Namibia is broadcasted on NTV Saturdays at 6:30 p.m. and oneup2.com, and broadcasted on the following Facebook platforms on Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Republican, Algemeine Zeitung, Namibian Sun, and all Namibia Media Holdings pages. For more information, contact the Brave team at brave@synergy.com.na. Brave Namibia, for the ordinary and extraordinary Namibians.
Thank you for tuning in today. If you know of someone you feel should feature on our show, please contact us at brave@synergy.com.na.